Hello, people of YouTube. Welcome back. So yeah, I finally got a bit of time to make a video. So I asked a couple of people what do they want me to do. Shall I finish off the shmup collection video that I recorded 4 months ago, and then finish it, actually put all the videos to it, or make a pickups video? And everyone said make a pickups video. And since I'm desperately skint now from being busy to hell, I need to make some videos, so I need to make some money. We need to get our Coffee, Patreon, OnlyFans. We need to get it up and running. So the only way to do that is to make videos, and here I am, rocking like a hurricane. Right, so yeah, these pickups have gone from a long time ago. I wasn't going to put these in it, to be honest. I was going to just put like a retro pickups video, but I feel like if I put that, then James, Import Gamer, might actually disown me, because supposedly, unless it's cartridge, it's not retro. So yeah, let's go get some retro. So I went to, what was it, Revival. This is how long ago these pickups are. Went to Revival and picked up some games. I wasn't going to, but there was too much good stuff about. I couldn't stop myself. Right, anyway, so from Daz McGowan. Sorry if I always butcher your name. He has some Atari 2600 games left, and these, I'm not sure if every one of these is from him or not. I can't remember. If one of them might not be, but yeah, I know this one wasn't one I was going to pick up, but he highly recommended I do, and it is Sequest. So yeah, he was very knowledgeable on the fact that I like my shooters, and yeah, this isn't one I ever played as a kid or anything like that, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. I really need to get my Atari sorted. I did get a modded Atari 2600 because I wasn't fast enough to buy one off the Retro Repair Bear, Claire. I wasn't fast enough, so I bought one off eBay and it never worked, and I was just too busy to send it back, so I've kind of kept it. So I need to get that sorted. I need to send it to Claire, get it fixed, so I can play these games, because we're not getting an Atari 2600 Plus. That's just stupid. Why would you play that on modern TVs? It's just, I feel bad enough playing it on like a decent TV, not one of them like really old school RF ones. I'm actually using a modded system. I feel bad enough like that, but it's got to be CRT or nothing. So anyway, Sequest, really glad that I've got that. That looks really good, really up my street. Now, right, I'm going to put this one. So in order of greatness. So now we've just got games that I had as a kid, and in fact I still have now. My original carts, I still have them. However, I've needed the boxes. And the first one is Trick Shot. So yeah, not one that many people would want to get. I don't think this has got a manual. There's no manual. Feel ripped off. But it doesn't matter. It's got the pretty iMagic box. I would love to get a full set of these. Kind of pointless. There was only a couple of iMagic games I ever had. For me, it was always really recognizable because the cartridges had the little grab things at the top. But yeah, like this Trick Shot game, I used to play to death. I wasn't tall enough to play on a pool table back in the day when I played this, and I must have played this for 10 years or something. It was always a go-to game. I'd play the Amiga pool games like Jimmy White's, and then I would go back and play something simple like this, or something strangely addictive to playing that. But yeah, I don't know which order to do this in. I think I bought this. Not from Darren McGowan. I think I've got this another time, and it is Smurfs. Again, one I really needed back in my collection. The reason why I know it's not from him is because there's no cartridge in there. I picked up it was quite light, so I think I was sending some cartridges to someone, which I don't think I actually got around to doing. But yeah, the earliest platform game I know, one of the earliest games with a soundtrack that I know. Does anyone know what the earliest soundtrack game in a video game there was? I was just trying to think. Was it recorded? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, this I have this tune like ingrained into my head. Fantastic game. Not a very long game. It just like sort of like it's only a few like real screens that like change up, but like the graphics on this blew me away at the time. Like never saw anything like this at the time. It's a shame more games wasn't developed as well as this. This was a great game, and it's a cool box. Look at that. I love Smurfs. I don't know if got a couple of Smurfs. Should have got this out, shouldn't I? A couple of Smurfs. I might do an Instagram post with some Smurfs. Oh yeah, I've not done an Instagram post for a while. Let's go do that. And then next up, the game I actually played this emulated because I couldn't play it on my Atari 2600. I needed to play it. I needed my fix, and it's Pressure Cooker. Now this game I didn't realise is quite a spicy one for a 2600 game. It's quite expensive, and I think there's a reason for it. It's Activision. It's Activision quality. It is one of my favourite games. Addictive, very good. Arcadey style game. So basically you have like a little menu with like check boxes of what ingredients to make certain burgers in certain ways. So you got like lettuce, cheese, meat, I guess, I don't know, and then you got your bread buns that you got to put on, and you've got to do it like there's a conveyor belt that will just do random colours. I suppose it's sort of like clacks in some ways, except with a chef front on it. And again, this had like a soundtrack, but it would like be very like subdued when you're playing the game, and then the soundtrack will kick in really like a lot when you get to the end of the level or die. Yeah, quality game. If you've never played this, you need to. This should be in everyone's Atari 2600 collection. So yeah, really pleased to have got this back into the collection. That's what you say. That's what people say. Tubers say these days, isn't it? So, oh yeah. So there was a guy there. Oh, I can't remember what his name is now. But yeah, when we was at Revival, I wasn't really looking to buy games, and subsequently, I kind of wasn't walking around. I just was talking to people, which was nice. But then I got told that there's someone selling like loads of import games, and it was a guy that I met at Cine Steve's party at the beginning of the year, and was great chatting to him. And then when I walked over there, he recognised me, and I recognised him, and it was great to see him. Alan, that's his name. Alan Chan, is it? Can't remember. But anyway, I was talking to him about Super Famicom collecting. He's got like an proper serious Super Famicom collection, and he was talking about doing like YouTube channel, just playing like really dodgy Japanese games, and like some of the really random Super Famicom games, and playing them just for a bit of fun, really. And I would love to see that. So if you do watch this channel, which I don't think you do, you definitely need to do that. Definitely do that. So yeah, great chatting to him again, and he gave me some games for a great price. And the first one up is Sailor Moon S. Is it Sailor Moon S? I don't know. But yeah, I thought this was another game. I think there's two versions of a side-scrolling brawler. I'm sure there is. Maybe there's just one. But this is a one-on-one versus fighter. So I'm really looking forward to playing this. I've not played it yet. I've had this for months and months. I've not had time to even scratch my ass, to be honest. But yeah, I don't really know much about the Sailor Moon franchise, but it's cool box art, and it's another Super Famicom game. So I'm really pleased to get this in the collection. I really want the side-scrolling brawler though. And is there two versions of it? I don't know. Maybe I'm just made that up, and that's what kind of like drew me to this. So yeah, there's something about this game as well, like I think has been it was kind of like highly used in like fighting tournaments as a sort of like joke, but then sort of like became semi-serious. So yeah, I don't really watch too much about stuff like that, but when I was like trying to decipher what game I've actually bought, that's when I found out about it. It's quite funny, quite hilarious that like a joke game sort of like became kind of like something a bit more serious. Now this one completes a subset, and I'm really pleased. And I overlooked it as well. And I think he was like, "Do you not need this?" And I was like, "I've already got it." And it is Pop and Twinbee Adventure Rainbow Bell Adventures. So yeah, I thought this is the only problem about buying stuff from markets. Sometimes like I overlook things because I think I've either got them or not. That's why I always like buying online. But yeah, this one is Pop and Twinbee. However, it's a side-scrolling platformer, so people usually know Twinbee as a shmup. And yeah, for some strange reason, they turned him into a bit of a mascot and made him into a bit of a platformer. And what I've been told, this is a really decent game. So I say it's part of a subset. It's part of the Konami subset, of course, but it's also part of like the Twinbee Parodius sort of like cutesy sort of like subset. Now, do I put it with the rest of them on my shooter section or put this in my Super Famicom wall? I'm not too sure. Still not sure, because the art style would fit in there because the games look very similar. I know the PAL ones are a lot easier to decipher because I think the shooter is the pink one and the platformer is the white one, where these are very similar. I don't think there is much of a difference. But yeah, really grateful to chat to you again, Alan. I don't know if you're watching. And thanks for the great prices as well. So always a pleasure, always a pleasure. So next up, we have got an Xbox game. So I've had this game before, but the part of the 52 game challenge gamers club or whatever it's called, where we do a bit of a video every month of like what game we've been playing that's chosen by a random game generator. This game was chosen for this month, and it is Voodoo Vince. I can't remember who chose this now. Who was it? So whoever chose it usually streams. That is kind of like part of the fun of it all, because we never know who's going to stream until we pick the game. And yeah, Xbox game. So I had to get it back again because I really need to chip my Xbox. That's probably what I need to do, but I'm a bit lazy. Yeah, so this is a 3D platformer game, sort of think of Conker's Bad Fur Day or something like that, except Xboxified. So yeah, I've heard mixed things. Like, I don't think it's going to be a bad game, but I don't think it's like going to blow me away. But that's for me to find out in the next probably 2 weeks, actually, because I think it's already been 2 weeks since we pulled it out. I say we, I wasn't on the stream, but usually I am part of the whole group. And if you haven't picked it up and you want to experience the fun, get it yourself. It was really cheap. I think it was like £6 or something. It was quite funny as well, because after the stream, like, we all looked on eBay and we all put crazy offers for this, but I was the one who won it. Right, next up we've got a load of Japanese PS1 games. Now I think all this was bought in one bundle. So I needed some money. I had some really stupid debts, fines that came about, plus everything that's going on with my building work. I needed some money, and I thought the best way to do that is sell all my PAL PS1 games and some other stuff. And one of my mates came over and just went and bought everything, PS1, PAL PS1 and PS3, except for the ones that I really needed to keep, the ones that didn't have a Japanese version or something like that. So with that money, I paid off whatever I needed, and the rest of it I started buying all my games back again. So in this bundle there was a lot of games in there that I used to have PAL, and now I'm gonna get them Japanese again. So first up is Beyond the Beyond. So this is a Japanese role-playing game. It comes with all of the guff. Like I said, I got this in one bundle. It was like basically less than a tenner a game. Comes with nice stickers and everything. Shame we never got anything like that with. Well, I think maybe a couple of games maybe did, but the majority of Japanese games seem to come with stickers or something. But yeah, like when I saw this, I thought this was maybe Beyond of Oasis, or maybe it is part of the Beyond the Oasis sort of like franchise. I didn't really know much about this game. Yeah, like Beyond Oasis, what's it called? Something else on the Mega Drive and the Sega Saturn. I thought this part of the same franchise, but I don't think it is. This is a turn-based role-playing game. Does look pretty good. Supposedly it's not very long, so maybe one for me to try out because the graphics on this look quite stunning. So yeah, I need to get. I really now soon in the next couple of weeks I should get a bit more time again, and I should start playing games again. But there we are. So Vandal Hearts, a game I had to get back. I just realised this is PlayStation the best. I don't want the PlayStation the best. I didn't realise that. I want the full fat versions. So maybe I'll have to replace this one. But what I like about like the Japanese games as well, the disc art is a lot more vibrant than what we have. And yeah, a game that I beat like many years ago, and I keep meaning to go back and play this again. It's one of the games that I remember quite fondly as a youth. So this is a strategy RPG, fantastic game. Yeah, what great times with this. So yeah, I don't know what else can I say about this that's not been said. I love it. I've got quite a lot, you see. So right, next up we have got one that we never got in PAL territories, but I think this did get an American release, and it's Saga Frontier. Funny enough, I actually have this on the Switch. There's the remake or remaster of this, so it's definitely one that I need to get around to playing soon. I don't really know much about it other than it's square. I've broken it. I've broken it. That's not very good, is it? So yeah, the disc isn't as good on this one. That's more like a PAL style disc, but yeah, I like the artwork of it and stuff. It's square soft at its finest. So next up, so Vagrant Story. This one very unique. I couldn't really get into it myself, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't a bad game per se, but I just don't think it's aged very well. So it's sort of like a action adventure isometric dungeon crawler that, like, when you fight the enemies, you sort of like you have like hit points on. It's sort of like turn-based, if I remember correctly, and then you sort of like have hit points on each of the sort of like the legs, arms, and stuff like that. So you have to sort of like strategize. Like certain enemies will fall better if you like hit them in the legs or something like that, if I remember correctly. And I can remember like breezing through it, and then all of a sudden something just kicked me ass, and it just pulled me out of the game. I was enjoying it, but I wasn't loving it when I played it. And it was probably about 6-7 years ago when I played it. Probably longer than that, actually. God, time flies, doesn't it? Time bloody flies. But yeah, great game. A lot of people really like it. This game seems, I think, if I remember correctly, because I sold this a long time ago. This was like one of my first early games I sold. But I believe this is getting quite pricey now on the PAL one. So like I say, I paid less than 10 quid each for these, so that's quite good. So this is, oh god, it's that Pokemon game. Oh god, what's it called? I'm gonna put it down here because I'm stupid. But yeah, I don't know. It's called something else in Japan. Tamayu Monogatari. I butchered that name. There you go. There we go. That's what the name is. But yeah, basically it's Pokemon. It's like Pokemon, but more of an RPG. Very forest based. But yeah, the art style on the box is very different to what we have on ours. God, what's it called? I can't remember. It's really annoying me now. So yeah, I've not actually played this game. Again, one that I've been meaning to play so many times. But as with all RPGs, they take the time, and this is the sort of like era of RPGs I love the best, because nothing's too over and competent. It's not all just 3D. It's there's still a lot of like artwork and beauty within the game. So next up, a game I actually don't know if I completed this game, but I remember loving it as a kid, and it is Final Fantasy Tactics. So I had the American one of this one last. So this never got a PAL release, I don't think. I think it did on the PlayStation of PSP, but this is a beastie. This is a beastie one. I think it's because it's got a square preview. Again, look at this. It's got like a nice little card. See what I mean? We never got half the stuff that's in the Japanese stuff. It's so cool. Yeah. People are probably thinking, am I stupid buying all these again? No, I don't think so. Like, for me, a lot of these games I've either beaten or not sure if I'm going to play. And if I do play them, I can play them on my modded PlayStation. I've got them all. I've got all the files in English, so I can play them. That's the thing. Like, what kind of like sold me on selling my PS1 collection. My PS1 actually doesn't have a working drive. It's got a modded chip in there, so it's replaced the CD drive. So I was collecting all these games, and it was sitting on the shelf anyway. So instead of having all these really expensive versions sitting on the shelf, why not get the cheaper Japanese ones that actually look better in my eyes? You've still got the English English writing on most of the spines, not all of them. And yeah, I can. These are just visual companions to myself. I like to collect. I like to come into a room and like pick up and like look at the artwork and stuff like that. For me, it's not so much nostalgia. It's just appreciating games for what they are and the art that comes around with them. So I'm not a completionist or anything like that. I'm not just going to get any old game, although there's a couple of games I probably wouldn't have picked up in this set, but because the set was so cheap, I thought it'd be rude not to, really. So yeah, am I being stupid? Would you do the same? We all collect differently, and that's what's so fun about it. Anyway, next up, Chrono Cross. Fantastic game. I used to have the American one of this one, and I got about halfway through. I'm just having a look through all of the stuff that comes with it. I got about halfway through. The discs are not quite as exciting on this one, is it? Got about halfway through, maybe a little bit further, and the time traveling mechanics of this confused the hell out of me. So obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but this is a sort of sequel to Chrono Trigger, which is a time traveling RPG. Very well renowned, very well loved. I loved it. I originally played it on the PlayStation. I didn't realize there wasn't a PAL version. But there is a Super Famicom version, which I do have, and it's making me think, do I need to get the PlayStation one, because that is where my nostalgia of the game is. However, I beat it on the DS. Well, I think I beat it on the PlayStation and I beat it on the DS, which the DS version's got like the cutscenes from the PlayStation. So yeah, probably the better way to play it. But anyway, we're talking about Chrono Cross, and yeah, I had one summer I started playing it. It was really sort of like really loving it, but like I say, the time traveling Chrono Trigger was a lot more linear feeling, where this just felt like I got lost in time, if that makes any kind of sense. I know there's a couple of people out there that have beaten this. Should I go back and try it again and play it? Maybe I should do it on the Switch. Is it a Switch, or is there a PlayStation release of this? If there's a PlayStation release like remaster, maybe I should play that. I need to. And talking about PlayStation remaster, we've got Star Ocean: The Second Story. So I'm looking forward to getting I've got it on the PlayStation. I never had this on the PS1 actually. This is one I didn't have on the PS1, but it was always one I wanted, but the price started like flipping going crazy. What we got in there? Some nice goodies. Obviously double discer. I'm just seeing if there's any stickers. I don't want stickers. But yeah, I recently played Star Ocean 1 remake. I think it was originally a PSP remake for the PS4. And yeah, absolutely fell in love with it. And I can't wait to play the second story, which is obviously the sequel, which came out on PlayStation. And there's been a really... The PS4 version of it just looks flipping stunning. So, can you see a theme coming on? What all these were? So we're on the last one. I'm not going to bore you for too long, and it is Dragon Quest 7. Yeah, so I love the Dragon Quest series. To me, better than Final Fantasy. Probably not what a lot of people think. It reminds me of like sort of like the more whimsical sort of like sort of old school, like not science fiction, but like, yeah, sort of like there's something like the Knights of the Round and stuff like that, but like Japanese style. I don't know. I don't know what the style of it is, but it's very cool. I like that kind of look, sort of the old fashioned sort of medieval kind of style of it all, but then with monsters, and it's so cool. And like the music of this is iconic. It kind of like runs through it all and stuff like that, and like all the monsters, you know, the monsters, it's all like kind of like familiar, but the stories are different. And like yeah, absolutely love the Dragon Quest games. I've kind of played all of them. I don't know if I played 6, can't remember, but I need to play this. I've still got this on my 3DS, and I keep meaning to play on my 3DS, but problem is I find it really hard to sit down with handhelds nowadays. I used to love handheld gaming, but I find it really hard to do. But I need to get into it again. I need to get into it because it's a great game, great series, and yeah, that is my pickups. Hope you're all doing well. Hope that wasn't too bad. Yeah, am I insane for doing what I'm doing? I don't know, but I've got a few more pickups left to do. I've got some modern ones, and I've still got more retro ones, and they are a lot more spicy than these ones, I've got to say. So anyway, thanks for watching. Peace. Oh yeah, I saw you flipping steal that Mr. Flipping Geordie Slasher.